Hello all, I'm Dr. Renjith P.S, working as a scientist in the discipline of Agronomy at ICAR-Indian Institute of Soil and Water Conservation, Research Center, Udhagamandalam, Tamil Nadu. So today we will be discussing an important topic, sustainable agriculture. This is an important topic as it combines agriculture productivity with environmental protection and farmer well-being. So let us understand what sustainable agriculture really means and why it matters for all of us. So what exactly is sustainable agriculture? It refers to farming methods that meet today's food and fiber needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This approach focuses on conserving natural resources, maintaining soil fertility, protecting biodiversity, and reducing negative environmental impacts. In short, it is about balancing the three pillars of sustainability, that are environment, economy, and society. Sustainable agriculture protects soil, water, and biodiversity while ensuring long-term productivity and the well-being of farmers. Now let us look at why sustainable agriculture truly matters. To begin with, feeding a growing population. By the year 2050, the global demand for food is expected to rise by nearly 60%. That means farmers will have to produce much more but with limited resources. Moving on to the second point, resource pressure. Every single day, agriculture consumes enormous amount of water, fertilizers, and land. And as we all know, these resources are already becoming scarce and costly. Third comes the environmental impact. Conventional farming often results in land degradation, water pollution, biodiversity loss, and widespread deforestation. These effects not only harm nature but also reduce farming potential in the long run. Let us now consider climate change. Agriculture itself contributes about 25% of global greenhouse gas emissions. At the same time, farmers are the first to face its consequences, rising temperatures, erratic rainfall, and extreme weather events that directly threaten crop yields. Next is social relevance. Agriculture supports the livelihoods of more than 2.5 billion rural people across the world. Yet issues like poverty and hunger are still widespread. So sustainability here is also about social justice and human survival. And finally, food waste and nutrition. Every year about 1.3 billion tons of food is wasted. At the same time, we see malnutrition on one side and obesity on the other, which shows clear gaps in our food system. So when we put all of this together, it becomes clear that sustainable agriculture is not just about farming methods. It is central to ensuring food security, protecting the environment, and improving the quality of life for future generations. Now that we understand why sustainable agriculture is so important, let us look at the key principles of sustainability as highlighted by Food and Agriculture Organization in 2014. The first principle is improving efficiency in the use of resources. Agriculture must make better use of water, soil, nutrients, and energy so that we produce more while using less. The second principle is conserving, protecting, and enhancing natural ecosystems. Farming cannot survive without healthy soils, clean water, and biodiversity. Protecting these natural systems ensures long-term productivity. The third principle is improving rural livelihoods and social well-being. Agriculture is not only about crops, it is also about people. Sustainable practices must strengthen farmer incomes, reduce poverty, and improve the quality of life in rural communities. The fourth principle is enhancing the resilience of people, communities, and ecosystems. In the face of climate change, natural disasters, and market fluctuations, farming systems need to adapt and recover quickly. And finally, the fifth principle is responsible and effective governance of natural and human systems. Good governance is essential to create an enabling environment for sustainability. This means inclusive decision making, fair policies, and collective action that guide agriculture towards sustainability. So, in summary, sustainability in agriculture is built on 5 strong pillars: efficient use of resources, protection of ecosystem, social well-being, resilience, and good governance. These principles form the backbone of all sustainable farming practices. Let us now move from principles to actual practices of sustainable farming. The first important area is soil health management, because healthy soils are the very foundation of sustainable agriculture. Without fertile living soil, no farm system can survive for long. Let us go through the main practices one by one. First one is reduced or minimum tillage systems. Instead of plowing the soil deeply and frequently, reduced tillage systems disturb the soils as little as possible. This helps to reduce soil erosion, and it also maintains the natural structure of the soil, which is important for root growth and water infiltration. Over time, it saves fuel, reduces cost, and leaves behind crop residues that protect the soil surface. Crop rotation and cover crops. Crop rotation means growing different types of crops in sequence on the same field. For example, cereals one season and legumes the next. This prevents the soil from getting exhausted of the same nutrients and also helps to break the life cycle of pests and diseases. Cover crops are grown in between main crops or during the off-season. They keep the soil covered, protect it from erosion, fix nitrogen in the case of legumes, and add biomass when they are plowed back into the soil. Organic amendments. This includes applying compost, farmyard manure, vermicompost, or green manures. These natural inputs enrich the soil with organic carbon, micronutrients, and beneficial microbes. Organic amendments improve soil fertility steadily and sustainably. And they also increase the soil's ability to hold water, which is especially useful in dry regions. All the above practices contribute to increasing soil organic matter. This in turn increases the water holding capacity of the soil, makes it more resilient to drought, and ensures long-term productivity. In fact, soil organic matter is one of the best indicators of long-term soil productivity. So when we manage soil health properly, we are not only feeding our crops today, but also ensuring that future generations of farmers will inherit fertile and resilient land. After soil, the next most critical resource for farming is water. Sustainable agriculture demands that we use water efficiently, because in most regions water is becoming scarcer every year. Let us go through the main practices of efficient water management. Drip and sprinkler irrigation. Unlike flood irrigation, which wastes a lot of water, drip and sprinkler systems deliver water directly to the root zone of the plants. Drip irrigation, in particular, can save 30 to 50% of water compared to traditional methods. It also reduces weed growth, since only the crop gets water, not the empty spaces in the field. Sprinklers, on the other hand, simulate rainfall and are especially useful for crops like vegetables. Both methods improve water use efficiency and reduce irrigation costs over time. Rainwater harvesting and farm ponds. Rainwater harvesting is about capturing and storing rainfall for future use. Farm ponds, check dams, and small reservoirs can store water during the rainy season, which can later be used in dry spells. This practice ensures that water is available when the crop needs it most and reduces dependence on external water sources. Soil moisture-based scheduling. Instead of irrigating on a fixed calendar schedule, farmers can use soil moisture sensors, tensiometers, to decide when to irrigate. This prevents both overwatering and underwatering. Over-irrigation not only wastes water but also leaches nutrients away from the root zone. Soil moisture-based scheduling ensures that water is given only when the crop really needs it. Then, water recycling and reuse. Another important practice is to recycle treated wastewater for irrigation. This is particularly useful in peri-urban areas where treated municipal water can be used for growing fodder or non-food crops. So, in summary, the efficient water management means higher crop productivity with lower cost, improved resilience during drought, and a farming system that uses every drop of water wisely. Now that we have discussed soil and water, the next key area of sustainable farming is agroecological approaches. It simply means farming that works with nature instead of against it. The idea is to use ecological principles to make farming more productive, resilient, and environmental friendly. Let us look at some major practices under this approach. Integrated pest management. Instead of relying only on chemical pesticide, IPM combines biological, cultural, mechanical, and chemical methods to manage pests in a sustainable way. For example, using resistant crop varieties, rotating crops, setting up pheromone traps, and only spraying pesticides when absolutely necessary. This reduces input costs, prevents pest resistance, and keeps the environment safe. Use of biocontrol agents and biofertilizers. Beneficial organisms such as Trichoderma, ladybird beetle, and parasitoid wasp can naturally control pests and diseases. Similarly, biofertilizers like Rhizobium, Acetobacter, or mycorrhizal fungi improve nutrient availability in the soil. By using this, farmers reduce their dependency on synthetic chemicals and promote a healthier soil ecosystem. Crop diversity and agroforestry. Instead of growing only one crop, diversifying crops improves resilience. For instance, intercropping cereals with legumes not only gives two outputs but also improves soil nutrient levels. Agroforestry, where the trees are grown alongside crops, provides shades, reduces erosion, conserves moisture, and supplies fodder, fuelwood, and fruits. This diversity also makes farms less vulnerable to climate shocks. Pollinator-friendly practices. Pollinators, especially bees, are critical for many crops like fruits, vegetables, and oilseeds. Sustainable farmers reduce pesticide sprays during flowering, maintain hedgerows, and plant nectar-rich flowers to attract and protect pollinators. Without pollinators, crop yields and food diversity would decline sharply. So, agroecological approaches create a balanced farming ecosystem. They enhance soil and plant health, reduce chemical dependence, and support biodiversity, all while ensuring steady crop production. After soil, water, and ecological balance, another critical area of sustainable agriculture is nutrient management. Plants need a balanced supply of nutrients for healthy growth and high yields, but overuse or misuse of fertilizers can harm both the soil and the environment. Let us go through the key practices one by one. Integrated nutrient management. This approach combines chemical fertilizers with organic sources like compost, farmyard manure, and biological sources such as biofertilizers. The idea is not to completely eliminate fertilizers but to use them in combination with natural inputs. This reduces cost, improves soil health, and keeps nutrient cycles balanced. The second one is balanced use of organic and inorganic inputs. Using only chemical fertilizers may give quick results, but it often leads to soil degradation over time. On the other hand, organic inputs alone may not provide sufficient nutrients for high-yielding crops. A balanced mix ensures that the soil remains fertile and the crops get adequate nutrition. Next is soil testing, soil health cards, and site-specific nutrient management. Before deciding what nutrients to apply, farmers should know the actual condition of their soil. Soil testing provides detailed information about nutrient availability, pH, and organic matter content. In India, the government supports this through the Soil Health Card scheme, which gives farmers crop-wise recommendation based on their soil test results. Building on soil testing, site-specific management applies the right nutrient in the right amount at the right time and in the right place. Tools like leaf color charts, GPS-based soil mapping, or digital mobile apps help farmers fine-tune fertilizer use. Recycling of crop residues. Instead of burning residues like paddy straw, farmers can return them to the soil. Residues decompose into organic matter, improve soil structure, and recycle nutrients. For example, incorporating legume residues adds nitrogen back into the soil, reducing the need for external fertilizers. So, in summary, nutrient management is about feeding both the crop and the soil. By combining organic and inorganic sources, using soil testing and health cards for precise decisions, and recycling residues, farmers can improve soil fertility, achieve higher yields, and protect the environment. The golden rule here is test your soil, know your soil, and then feed your soil wisely. Another vital area of sustainable agriculture is climate-smart practices. Climate change is one of the biggest challenges farmers facing today. Rising temperatures, erratic rainfall, droughts, and floods are directly affecting crop productivity. At the same time, agriculture itself contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. Climate-smart agriculture helps us address both sides. It enables farmers to adapt to climate risk while also reducing emissions. Let us look at the key practices. Climate-resilient crop varieties. Scientists have developed crop varieties that can withstand drought, heat, floods, and pest attacks better than traditional varieties. Using these varieties ensures more stable yields even under changing weather conditions. Renewable energy, solar pumps, and biogas. Replacing diesel pumps with solar-powered irrigation systems not only reduces dependence on fossil fuels but also lowers irrigation costs. Similarly, using biogas plants to process animal waste provides clean cooking fuel and reduces methane emission. These renewable energy options makes farm more self-reliant and eco-friendly. Energy efficient farm operations. Sustainable agriculture also encourages the use of energy efficient machinery and equipment. For instance, zero-till seed drills both save fuel and time while conserving soil moisture. Simple steps like proper maintenance of tractors and using improved threshers can reduce energy wastage significantly. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions. There are several ways to cut farm-related emissions. Optimizing fertilizer use prevents excess nitrous oxide release. Better manure management reduces methane emission. Practices like agroforestry and incorporating crop residues into the soil help in carbon sequestration. So, in short, climate-smart practices make farming systems more resilient and adaptive to climate risks, while also ensuring that agriculture itself becomes part of the solution to climate change. Next, let us look at resource recycling and circular farming. The idea here is simple: nothing should go to waste on a farm. Every output or byproduct should be reused, recycled, or converted into a resource. This not only saves money but also makes farming more sustainable and self-sufficient. Let us go through the major practices. Composting farm waste. Crop residues, kitchen waste, and other biodegradable materials can be composted into nutrient-rich manner. Composting reduces the need for chemical fertilizers and returns valuable organic matter back to the soil. It also reduces residue burning, which is harmful for the environment. Use of livestock manure in fields. Animal waste, if left unmanaged, becomes a pollutant, but when applied properly in fields, it supplies organic nutrients, improves soil structure, and increases microbial activity. Integrated farming systems. This is an approach where crops, livestock, fisheries, poultry, and agroforestry are combined on the same farm. The byproducts of one component becomes the input for another. For example, crop residues can be fed to animals, livestock manure can go back into the soil as fertilizer, pond silt can be used in fields, and tree leaves can be used as fodder. This creates strong synergies, reduces external input needs, and increases farm income by diversifying sources of revenue. On-farm energy generation. Livestock dung can be used to generate biogas, which is a clean and renewable energy source. Farmers can use it for cooking, lighting, or even powering small engines. The slurry left behind after biogas production is rich in nutrients and can be applied to fields as organic fertilizer. So, circular farming through composting, manure recycling, integrated farming system, and on-farm energy generation ensures that nothing goes to waste. This closed-loop system minimizes cost, maximizes efficiency, and creates farms that are both productive and environmentally sustainable. Another essential pillar of sustainable farming is the conservation of natural resources. Agriculture depends heavily on soil, water, forests, and biodiversity. If these resources are degraded, farming itself cannot survive. Therefore, conserving them is not optional, it is the foundation of long-term sustainability. Let us go through the key practices. Agroforestry. It means integrating trees with crops. Trees provide shade, improve soil organic matter through leaf litter, and reduce wind erosion. In hilly areas, tree planting also stabilizes slopes and prevents landslides. At the same time, farmers gain additional products like fruits, timber, and fodder from the trees. Soil erosion control. Soil and water conservation measures such as terracing helps to slow down water runoff and prevents the washing away of topsoil. Other measures such as mulching, it reduces evaporation, suppresses weeds, and protects the soil from raindrop impact. So adoption of suitable soil and water conservation measures are necessary for the long-term sustainability of agriculture. Watershed and wetland protection. Agriculture is closely linked to the health of water bodies. Protecting wetlands, streams, and catchment areas helps to recharge groundwater and supports irrigation. Community-led watershed management programs in India have shown that conserving even small streams and tanks can transform entire villages by improving water availability. Sustainable land management, which means using soil, water, and vegetation resources in a balanced way. It includes practices like contour farming, maintaining buffer strips near rivers, and avoiding overgrazing. The goal is to ensure that land continues to support both farming and ecological functions for the long term. So, in short, when we conserve nature, we conserve agriculture itself. Now, let us look at the role of technology and digital tools in sustainable agriculture. Modern farming is no longer just about plows and seeds. It is also about data, sensors, drones, and artificial intelligence. These technologies help farmers make precise decisions, save resources, and increase profitability, all while reducing environmental impact. Let us explore the key tools. Precision agriculture. It uses tools like sensors, drones, satellite images, GIS mapping, and artificial intelligence to monitor crops and soils with very high accuracy. For example, drones can capture aerial images to detect nutrient deficiencies, pest attacks, or water stress in fields. Based on this information, farmers can apply the right input only where it is needed instead of spraying or fertilizing the entire field. This reduces cost and environmental damage. Smart irrigation systems. Instead of manually irrigating fields, smart systems use soil moisture sensors and automated valves to deliver water exactly when and where crops require it. This avoids both over-irrigation and under-irrigation. In India, solar-powered sensor-based drip systems are already helping farmers to save water and electricity. Data-driven farm management. Mobile apps, decision support software, and digital platforms are now available to help farmers with weather forecasts, crop planning, pest alerts, and market prices. Digital tools empower farmers to make informed, timely, and profitable decisions. In summary, technology acts as a force multiplier in sustainable farming. It ensures higher efficiency, reduced cost, and smarter use of resources. So far we have discussed soil, water, biodiversity, climate, and technology. But farming is not just about natural resources, it is also about people. That is why socio-economic practices form a very important pillar of sustainable agriculture. Let us go through the key aspects. Farmer cooperatives. When farmers come together as cooperatives, they can pool resources, reduce costs, and gain better bargaining power in the market. Cooperatives also serve as platforms for knowledge exchange. Farmers learn from each other's experiences and adopt improved practices more quickly. This collective approach makes smallholders stronger and more resilient. Fair trade and local markets. Sustainability is also about economics. Fair trade ensures that farmers receive a just price for their produce, which helps them maintain livelihoods with dignity. Supporting local markets reduces transport costs, lowers carbon footprints, and strengthens local economies. Inclusive farming. Women and small farmers form the backbone of agriculture in many countries, including India. Inclusive farming means ensuring that women have equal access to land, credit, training, and technology. Empowering women and smallholders increases productivity and improves the well-being of entire households. Community participation. Sustainable farming is strongest when the community participates in decision making and resource management. For example, village level institutions that manage irrigation water or common grazing lands often achieve better results than top down programs. Shared responsibility leads to shared benefits. So, socioeconomic practices ensure that sustainability is not just about conserving resources but also about building stronger rural communities that are fair, inclusive, and economically secure. As we come to the conclusion of this lecture, let us quickly recap the importance of sustainable agriculture. First, it improves farmer income by ensuring better yields through efficient use of resources. Second, it conserves natural resources, soil, water, and biodiversity so that farming can continue for generations. Third, it builds climate resilience, helping farmers adapt to droughts, floods, and other extremes. So, in short, sustainable agriculture is about striking the right balance between productivity, resilience, and conservation. So, it is not just a farming method but a vision for the future, a future where agriculture provides enough food, protects the planet, and secures livelihoods. I would like to end with this thought. Sustainable agriculture is not just about feeding the world today, but ensuring that the earth can nourish generations tomorrow. Thank you all for your attention.